and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about Tomorrow by Together's We Lost the Summer, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the lyrics, the music video, and the possible references to the storyline and the multiverse. Now, We Lost the Summer is a song that deals with the themes of longing, loneliness, and isolation in relation to the changes that young people had to go through because of the current pandemic. Now, much like it was anticipated when the concept photos first came out, We Lost the Summer is a song that heavily focuses on the contrast between the normality that we lost and the new normality that forces people to interact through the computer screen. But much like what we saw in Blue Hour, another important theme of the video is actually the theme of memory, because, as we'll see in a second, the video shows us memory as a medium of comfort that can actually help us cope with the isolation that we feel. You see, in many respects, We Lost the Summer may actually be Tomorrow by Together's most relatable song yet. But even if the feelings that the boys describe resonate with pretty much anybody who had to go on lockdown in the past few months, the focus here is first and foremost on the struggle of the younger generations, who had to adapt to a new normality without friends, without human contact, and without the experiences that usually characterize our youth. As Subin explained in the press release, We Lost the Summer is a song that can easily be compared to our summer, because if on the one hand our summer was about the happy and carefree moments of youth that friends share in the summer of their life, on the other, We Lost the Summer is the exact opposite, because it deals with people losing this summer knowing that they're never getting it back. Even if it's fair to say that this pandemic made all of us lose a bit of youth, when it comes to the younger generations, the damage is even bigger, because teenagers are basically living the summer of their life in isolation. And Tomorrow by Together know how it feels, which is why they focus on the internet as a medium of comfort that can keep us all together even when we are separated. Now, when it comes to the general storyline that is portrayed in the video, We Lost the Summer pretty much sums up all the events that millions of students have experienced in the past few months. At the beginning, the video opens with a shot of the boys taking selfies in a school bathroom, and right off the bat, these visuals are very interesting, because even if this is a scenario that many people have experienced, the location can also be seen as a callback to the Dream Chapter Magic concept photos, where, much like in the video, the boys were portrayed in a school bathroom as well. Now, this callback is actually very important to understand the overall theme of the song, because back in Magic, this set of photos was actually called Sanctuary, which is a word that refers to a comforting place of refuge and rest in a noisy and chaotic environment. This means that in the context of the storyline, the moments that the boys shared at school were not only a moment of happiness, but also a safe haven where they could escape from their everyday life. But now the pandemic has taken that away from them, because as soon as Yeonjun receives the notification on his phone, the video cuts to a new reality where literally everybody and their dog is stuck at home and in front of a computer screen. Now, from this point on, the video basically shows us the boys in different scenarios that are all too familiar. We see them doing video calls to keep each other's company, we see Yeonjun getting dressed up to go nowhere and making TikToks on his phone, we see Subin doing a puzzle, Bongyu playing with his dog, Taeyeon playing by himself, and Hyunin Kai experimenting in the kitchen after his family apparently bought the entire supermarket. These are all scenarios that perfectly convey the isolation, boredom, and resignation that all of us feel as we patiently wait for this moment to pass. But even if we see the boys adapting well to this new normality, the shadow of the past is still looming over them, because as soon as Hyunin Kai closes his eyes, his memories bring him back to the time where they were all together. As the song tells us, this was a time where people used to play soccer, share earphones, and have concerts in their classrooms. But starting from the 1st of March, which is a date that roughly represents the peak of the pandemic in South Korea, this normality has completely disappeared, because now everybody walks alone and the White Day has come and gone. Now, the White Day here is a celebration that is held on the 14th of March, where people give chocolate to those who gave them gifts on Valentine's Day. So as you can imagine, it's an important date for young people, but this year it got wasted, because after the 1st of March, days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into a year where time is stuck in an eternal winter. Much like Subin's scene shows us as he looks back at the videos he made with his friends, the boys miss each other and want to go back to the summer of their life, but they can't because there is no vaccine and all of us lost our weather and our seasons. As the song tells us, now the cafes are closed and everybody has to hide their expressionless face behind a mask. And the boys don't know what to do about this situation because even if they want to see each other again, they lost the summer and everything it represents. As the video shows us, the pandemic came into their life and gradually took the summer away from them. The sunny weather turned into rain and the rain transformed into snow. But even if the blue hour offers them a moment of comfort that allows them to reunite in their memories, the winter catches up to them because this is a type of winter that creeps in from the inside. You see, the winter that the boys are talking about here is a metaphorical winter that embodies the sadness, the loneliness and the depression that this pandemic has caused. And as we see in Yeonjun's scene, there is no door to escape this cold because this winter is something that we carry inside of ourselves and that threatens to overpower us. Even if for now there is no solution to this problem, however, the video also shows us that the boys are able to reunite in a different world. And this world is none other than the virtual reality of the internet, where the boys are not only able to interact, but can also transform into virtual characters that can enjoy the freedom that in reality they don't have. Now, throughout the video, this idea is actually conveyed in several different ways, because if on one hand we see Subin literally transforming into a virtual character, on the other, Taehyun's scene shows us his avatar on the wall behind them, thus implying that the game that he's playing on the rooftop is not a real game, but a virtual game that he's playing as himself. And this idea is also reinforced later on, where we see other members joining him during the blue hour, even if in reality they're still separated. In that scene, we see Taehyun putting their sticker on a drone and operating it with his phone. And these visuals are actually very telling here, because this scene actually implies that even if right now the boys are stuck at home, their virtual avatars can be free and literally fly away from their everyday life. By finding each other in the virtual reality, Tomorrow by Together can find the summer again, even if in reality they're still stuck in winter. So even if they're still wearing masks and practicing social distancing, the virtual reality allows them to live their youth to the fullest. Now, this idea actually connects us right back to both their storyline and the multiverse, because in the video, the theme of youth and their longing to go back is actually expressed with possible references to both BTS and G-Friend's storylines. You see, on the one hand, the final act of the MV is set on the runway of an airport, and this location can actually be a reference to Young Forever, where BTS expressed their intention to be young forever and keep running towards their dreams even if they fall. Now, considering that Tomorrow by Together's storyline is all about youth and dreams, this callback is actually very plausible, because referencing Young Forever perfectly conveys their intention to hold on to their youth despite losing the summer of their life. When it comes to the final shot of the scene, however, things get even more interesting, because while the boys are on the runway, we also see a blue butterfly flying towards them surrounded by pink petals. Now, this shot here not only conveys their longing to go back, but might also foreshadow the idea that some sort of time travel will actually take place. And this is because, if on the one hand the petals recall the final scene of BTS's webtoon where Jin just traveled back in time, on the other, in G-Friend's storyline, Una uses the blue butterfly to travel back in time as well. In both cases, these two elements are used when the characters in the story are moving from one moment in time to another. So all clues here point at the fact that Tomorrow by Together might actually be doing the same in order to go back to the summer that they lost. And this idea is also reinforced in the very last shot, where we see the boys reunited in the virtual reality and the butterfly actually resting on Bongyo's cheek. In comparison to the previous scene, however, this time around the butterfly is purple. And this is important because a purple butterfly not only symbolizes healing, but also that a sudden transformation is about to take place. This might imply that in the future, the boys will find healing by going back in time and undergoing a transformation that they didn't expect. But to know if I'm right or wrong, we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!